tonight on Texas News Channel. A settlement in the lawsuit between Scottish Rite Dormitory and Kai Baker.
A furry friend spotted hopping around Hays County.
And a $20,000 scholarship opportunity for a new You Teach accelerated STEM program.
You're watching Texas News Channel,
your leader for live, local UT coverage. Good evening and welcome back to Texas News Channel. For Monday, April 29th, I'm Donya Allen.
And I'm Nicki Miller. Thank you for joining us tonight.
So Nicki, how was your weekend?
Pretty good. Not gonna lie, I spent most of my time studying.
I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty much like my weekend too, but you know, it was a sad weekend for a lot of people all
Absolutely.
over. One woman was killed and 3 others were injured after a man opened fire at the congregation Chabad of Poway in San Diego.
The suspect is believed to have acted alone on one of the holiest days of the Jewish community. We sat down with UT's Texas Hillel director, Maya Hard-Yaron, to talk about how the UT Jewish community is responding.
You know, for all of us, it's an overwhelming sense of sadness and of tragedy, and really grappling with anti-Semitism that very much exists today, the rise of hate, and people who can do such a thing. You know,
UTPD found that the majority of students, faculty, and staff say they feel safe on campus and believe the department is doing a good job. This year, more than 4,500 members of the UT community responded to UTPD's civilian survey that comes out once every 3 years. Their largest concerns were being attacked while on the 40 acres, and also being threatened by the homeless or being robbed off campus. We talked to Assistant Chief David Verrett about why the department does this survey.
Once every 3 years, we take a community survey, and it tells us what we're doing good and areas that we need to improve on, or lets us know what our community's concerns are so that we can address those.
Last November, our newscast uncovered when Scottish Rite Dormitory administrators informed freshman Kai Baker that her fellow residents were not comfortable with her girlfriend staying the night. Although administrators admitted that Baker had not broken any of the private all-women's dorm rules, Baker was prohibited from inviting over any guests at all. Now, Baker recently reached a settlement in her lawsuit. Baker said the specifics of are confidential, but she confirmed a peaceful resolution has been reached.
A digital game is in the works to help heart failure patients manage health conditions, and it's happening right here at UT. The team includes nursing researchers, software developers, and engineers. Heart failure patients will use trackers to see if they are making healthy choices in real life, like eating right and exercising in order to gain points in the game. After the beta version of the app is complete, a study will determine if the game does make an impact on the patients. Marijuana-based prescription drugs could be affecting our water. Researchers say some contents in these drugs are introduced into our water treatment plants by patient excretion, or urination. They chemically react with the many processes of water purification. UT Environmental and Water Resources Engineering professor, Dr. Naveed Shallah, gives us insight on why this major issue and how it affects us all.
Cannabidiol and cannabis-relevant products has components that can react with chlorine and other advanced oxidants that can break them down and make them halogenated organics. And these compounds are actually known to be toxic. Marijuana is not known to be cancerous. However, halogenated organics have cancerous effects.
There are rising concerns regarding recycling and sustainability. One organization at UT is sprouting up to tackle the issue. Kayla Peterman delves into Precious Plastic, a student-run organization that gives new life to single-use plastics.
I was really appalled by all the trash that was just washing up on the shores.
Tristine Lam saw that trash during her internship in Bangkok, Thailand. Back at home, the fourth-year marketing student wanted to do something about it. and found Precious Plastic, an international organization that tackles the growing number of plastic pollution. With the help of an old friend, the pair were able to bring the global movement to UT.
You'd think that such a sustainable city like this would have a chapter of Precious Plastic, but it didn't, so we decided to start it.
The group's main goal is to educate and divert waste from landfills. By conducting campus and citywide cleanups, Precious Plastic uses a small-scale plastic shredder to transform the waste we typically don't think twice about. Although the machine beside me is still in the beginning stages of use, it can transform something as small as this plastic bottle cap into a piece of art, like this fan right here. The group hopes to expand the use of the products in the future by making cups, bowls, and even iPhone cases. Their success can be attributed in part to the Green Fund, a type of student service fee that several organizations apply and compete for each year.
You just talk to them, you sort of logistics, and yeah, they just provide you a sum of money to help fund your project basically.
Although Lamb is graduating, she hopes the organization continues to expand.
Hopefully when I look back in 2 years, it's still here and it's bigger and more robust than I could have ever imagined, and we're just engaging more people into thinking about how precious plastic is.
Kayla Peterman, Texas News Channel.
Looks like A&M isn't the only university that goes big for class rings. Texas Exis is having President Fenves read a proclamation over them, and after that they are locked in the tower, where they rest under an orange light before their debut. The next day, Longhorns get together with their families in a ceremony. We wanted to highlight some of our staff who had the honor of being the first to receive their class rings under this new tradition.
If the rest of our class rings, then we need to sign up for more classes. Registration season is in full swing, and while some find this part of the semester a breeze, for others it can be a very stressful time across the 40 acres. We talked to students to see how their registration season is going.
So definitely with some of the intro classes, they fill up really quickly, so I didn't get into some of the ones I needed for this semester, so I was really worried about that.
Freshman year and sophomore year were a little difficult. Freshman year was probably the worst because there was 3 of my classes were already closed and I needed those, they were required.
Classified as senior, so it was really easy to register. I got all my classes, and then in the past it's also been very easy because I came in with credits.
I'm a senior and I'm done with registration, so it's nice. I'm glad that I don't have to worry and stress about that and finding a professor that fits into my schedule.
A new program through UTeach allows students who are finishing or have finished a STEM degree to enter into a 9-month program which will get them a teacher certificate. We sat down with a former UT student who is now the program coordinator to tell us more.
I think that the people who start UTeach Accelerate will find those same benefits. They will go through and have field experiences in elementary school, middle school, high school, and when they are completing the program, they'll walk into a classroom with so much more confidence and ability.
If you are interested in teaching STEM, don't hesitate to apply. UTeach is giving out $20,000 scholarships to people who do so by May 1st.
$20,000 scholarships, can you imagine?
Isn't that really amazing?
That is very, very cool. Coming up on Texas News Channel, boss ladies in Austin are killing it in the startup game.
The Texas state legislature calls for the potential of more hours of sleep. Stay tuned for more on Texas News Channel.
And will April shower bring May flowers? I'll keep you updated about the weather as we prepare for our last month of school. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. You know, Donya, I definitely feel like the women here at TSTV News definitely know how to take charge.
Oh yes, and they are totally self-starters and in the perfect city for this attitude. Austin was recently ranked the #2 city in the country for the highest percentage of women startups.
That's right, nearly 1,500 startups in Austin are owned by women. Jaewon Yu talked to some of these boss ladies about how they run their businesses.
lavender.
Alejandra Rodriguez is a part of the minority of women who are business owners in the agriculture industry.
Leaves, and both have the same spicy flavor.
She is the CEO of La Flaca, an Austin farm that grows and sells herbs, edible flowers, and hot peppers.
You don't see women in this industry, so growing up, it's not an example that it's like, oh, I can be a farmer when I grow up, or I can own my own farm when I grow up.
Tara Chapman is also a farmer, but of bees. She owns Two Hives Honey, a bee farm and honey brand that focuses on supporting other local businesses owned by women.
90+% of the goods you find in our little retail shop are made by local women-owned businesses.
And these two business owners are not alone. In a recent report, Austin's been ranked second in having the most women-owned startups and businesses in the nation. About 33% of all startups in Austin are owned by women. Despite this ranking, gender disparity is still evident within several industries. According to the report, when it comes to women who own their own businesses, education and healthcare came first, while agriculture and construction came last. Alejandra and Tara hope to bring change to these stats by being role models in this industry.
Just being able to represent that, hey, it's for us too, you can do this too, and that for me is really important, inspiring others to consider sustainable agriculture, no matter your gender, race, or where you came from.
Jaewon Yu, Texas News Channel.
The Texas legislators one step closer to changing the way schools receive funding from property taxes. After some debate, Senate Bill 2 would allow cities to change their property tax rates up to 2.5% without voter approval. The bill has been passed by the House, but reporters say that it was changed and now more closely resembles one that was previously presented by the House.
A new bill could change what time grocery stores can sell beer and wine on Sundays. The rule used to allow Texans to purchase these specific types of alcohol from certain areas on Sunday after 12 p.m. But if it passes, the time could be pushed back by 2 hours. Customers in some areas, depending on their local alcohol laws, could purchase beer and wine from grocery stores starting at 10 a.m. The Sunday ban on liquor, however, still stands.
Can remember to fall back or spring forward? That could potentially no longer be an issue. The Texas House passed a resolution that would allow citizens to decide on if they want to get rid of daylight savings time. Voters can expect to see 2 types of propositions on the ballot this year. They'll have the choice of a year-round daylight savings time or a year-round standard time. No matter the outcome of the vote will be, Texas still plans to cut the twice-a-year time changes.
You might have heard about the kangaroo who was hopping all over Hays County. Well, guess what, folks? After a week of searching, he's been caught. The kangaroo escaped from a ranch owned by a man who takes exotic animals back and forth from West Texas. It is a good thing that kangaroo got back before, well, the weather was still great before this weather.
I mean, we're in for some rain this week, so.
Yes, that is what I've heard. Let's see what Mason has for us in the Weather Center. Mason, what should we look forward to this coming week?
Thanks, Donya. Well, Longhorns, I hope you've enjoyed the warm weekend because it's about to get a lot more wet this weekend. Stay tuned and I'll tell you what days you'll need to pack your umbrellas. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're live in the Weather Center. So Longhorns, it looks like April showers are becoming May showers. After a sunny weekend across the 40 acres, you can expect a little bit of a drizzle. But we'll start having some warm weather tonight. There will be an isolated storms around Austin with a high of 84 and low of 71. Tomorrow there's a slight chance of rain with similar temperatures, but Wednesday will be a little more rough. You should probably wear your rain boots to class because there's a 50% chance of rain with a high of 83 and a low of 69. The rain continues through Thursday and Friday with highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s. I'm looking forward to the end of this week since it's the last weekend before I have to start studying for finals. So thankfully, there could be a break in the storm this weekend with only 30 and 20% chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday accordingly. Even better, this might even be a little bit of sunshine on Sunday. Well, I'm gonna go home and pack my poncho. Live from the weather station, I'm Mason Carroll.
Welcome back. Tonight we have Justin Morris on to catch us up on Texas baseball and the NFL draft.
Thanks for having me on. This weekend, the Longhorn baseball team had a weekend series against number 17 West Virginia. The Mountaineers won Friday and Saturday, but Texas came out victorious on Sunday. Let's head to the dish for the highlights. Let's get things started. Top of the second, the Mountaineers are going to hit it to second baseman. He's going to toss it to Tate Shaw, the first baseman. And the West Virginia Mountaineers are already looking a little down. Bottom of the second, Lance Ford, the freshman. This guy's a freshman with a home run. With a home run too deep into right field, and he's going to get a RBI as well. Texas up 4-2. Bottom of the fourth, Mason Hibbler with a hit to left field. He's going to bring home the catcher, Michael McCann. Bottom of the sixth, bases are loaded, and the Horns are up by 4. Lance Ford, did I mention that this dude is a freshman? Crazy. Hits almost the exact same hit. Home run. He's going to bring in not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 runners, and Texas is going to go up 10-2. Top of the ninth, West Virginia gets a whack, but Bryson Smith says, that's not going to happen today. He's going to put an end to the game. Horns win 10-2. The Country Roads are going to take West Virginia home to Morgantown with a loss, and Texas ends a 6-game losing streak. This past weekend was the NFL draft held in Nashville, Tennessee. This year, 2 Longhorns heard their names called. Charles Omenihu was the first Longhorn taken off the board. Omenihu was drafted in the 5th round with the 161st pick by the Houston Texans. The defensive lineman gets to join one of the best defenses in the NFL, anchored by Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt. At the beginning of the 7th round, Chris Boyd was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. This fall, Boyd will get to join Holton Hill, a former Longhorn, on the Vikings defense. After the draft, a total of 9 Longhorns were picked up by teams as undrafted free agents, including Lil Jordan Humphrey, who went to the New Orleans Saints, and Brecken Hager to the New York Giants. These players will fight to secure a spot on their respective team come August.
I am super excited to see how the former Longhorns will do with their new NFL teams. Thank you for coming on, Justin.
Sure thing.
And let's head over to Nicki to see what is new in Hollywood. Rebecca?
Thanks, Donya. Coming up next, we'll talk music, movies, and sneaky surprises. We'll be right back for your entertainment news. Welcome back to Texas News Channel. The new Avengers movie Endgame obliterated box office records, reaching over $1 billion worldwide and $350 million in North America alone. The long-awaited film accounted for 4 of every 5 tickets sold at the box office on its debut weekend. Avengers Endgame also broke the IMAX worldwide opening record, surpassing Star Wars: The Force Awakens. You could say that Disney Marvel is doing a super job. Music lovers and festival goers get a special treat tomorrow. The full Austin City Limits lineup is coming out, but organizers have been teasing it on social media using distorted psychedelic images. They hid sneaky clues inside the pictures suggesting who will be part of the performing lineup. Many followers are using Photoshop to try and guess who the artists are. The event takes place on 2 separate weekends in October. In honor of Earth Day, rapper Lil Dicky released the music video for his song Earth. You might have seen all the rave on social media. The video features multiple A-list celebrities like Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus animated as animals or objects. Lil Dicky has decided to let all of the proceeds from the video go to environmental charities and now hopes to help impact humanity for the better. That's all I have from the entertainment world. I'm Rebecca Saborio.
Thanks, Rebecca, and thank you for tuning in. If you have any news tips, email us at news@texasstudenttv.com. Be sure to follow us for news updates throughout the week. You can follow us on Twitter at Texas News TSTV and like us on Facebook.
Good Morning Texas goes live on Wednesday morning at 7, and Tower Talks is back Wednesday night at 6. Don't miss it. I'm Donya Allen.
And I'm Nicki Miller. Also, happy birthday, Donya. We love having you on TSTV, and we hope you have an amazing day. Have a great night.
Thank you. That's
Yeah,
so sweet.
I know.
Oh, so, yeah. Okay.